Hello, hi viewers. Welcome to the podcast. I'm Dr. Elizabeth Varshapal. I remember the Robert Frost poem, Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by. I have with me a very special guest who has earned a PhD in Carnatic music. Not just that, he has also received many awards and recognition. He has also performed in the presence of Dr. A.P.J. Abdul Kalam sir. And also, he is a disciple of the classical music maestro K J Yesudas sir. Apart from that, he is also called as the singing Pathiri or the singing priest with a healing voice. I welcome Reverend Father Dr. Paul Poovathingal to the podcast. Welcome, Father.
Thank you. Thank you, Varsha.
So, Father, I wanted to ask you, where did you get this inspiration and this passion for music? At what age were you this passionate about music?
When I was in the school, especially in the primary school, my father, he was having a transistor radio. So whenever he comes after his work, he used to switch on the transistor, and then we begin to hear the music, film music, various kinds of music from various radio stations. So that was a habit for me once upon a time. And I listened and by hearted many songs like that. And later I joined the church choir, where we have been again trained a little bit, but not modern music, of course, the old style of hymnody. And then when I moved to high school, I joined for a music competition. Then I got first prize. Then I realized slowly that I'm having this talent, so let me work on this. I was also very talented in the sports, so I was in between where to move. So finally, when I joined seminary, then I thought I have to switch over to music. And slowly it went on. Then I went to Bangalore for our philosophy studies, where we had a Bhagavatar called Krishnamurti. He was both a vocalist and Vainika, Veena player. And I studied under him. And also I joined for my graduation at Christ College. So those days it was Christ College, now it has become Christ University.
Yeah.
And I was in the music leader. Then we got university prize, and we won the inter-university competition. So like that, I got a lot of exposure all over India. So then slowly I thought of putting my priestly life on the music ministry.
Okay. So when I was going through your profile, I could see that there were three probably themes or the research areas that you concentrated. Say, one hand you had spirituality, another hand you had yoga, another hand you saw music as well. So, do you always believe that that these three themes are intertwined with each other, or you look at them as separately, or did you feel any connect between these three themes?
Yeah, these three are extremely interlinked.
Okay.
Because, of course, spiritual music is highly spiritual. So therefore, the great philosopher Plato says, no musician's mind cannot be deceptive. So it's a pure mind, actually. So I have been doing my sadhana, Sangeeta sadhana, for the past 33 years.
Okay.
It's called Nathopasana. Okay. So which means always tuning myself, tuning my voice with a reference to eternal sound. That's what in Nada Yoga they say.
Okay.
The union of two sounds, Ahada Shabda and Anahada Shabda. Okay. So Anahada Shabda means it's divine sound.
Okay.
And Ahada Shabda means man-made sound.
Okay.
So it is a union that's called Nada Yoga. It's a deeply spiritual.
Okay.
Okay, and so music, I believe that music is the spiritual medicine given by God to the humanity. That's what I believe. And yoga, of course, yoga is again the union of body and mind and soul. So my belief is that to become a yogi, you don't need to do the asanas literally. It is the person who has got the integration of body and mind. That is most important. So therefore, these three are deeply interlinked, I feel.
And Father, you were referring to almost your 30 years you were spending on, say, voice training and things like that. So how many hours do you spend in a day?
It depends. When I was studying music, I used to practice even for 8 hours a day.
Okay.
6 hours, 8 hours.
Okay.
I had practiced a particular exercise before my guru, Dr. K J, Yesudas, even for 8 hours. 8 hours means different spells together in a day, but in a day, in a day only.
Okay.
So like that, it was so hard. And also, I didn't get a chance to study classical music in my early younger days due to my priestly studies. Okay, so I didn't get permission. So when I got permission for my professional music studies, it was a bit late in the sense I started almost at the age of 30. So then I had to work very, very hard to cope up with my classmates. So I started the practicing for a longer duration.
Okay. Okay. Since this podcast is for PhD, so what topic did you actually do in PhD and how many years did you take? What are the challenges that you faced?
Yeah, first I did my MPhil,
Okay.
1 year research study in Madras University.
Okay.
And then I continued my PhD in the same Department of Music at Madras University. My professor was, my guide was Professor Karaikudi Subramaniam, K. Subramaniam is his name. And my subject was Carnatic music and Christianity. It's a novel topic in the sense nobody has ever tried this.
Yeah.
And its elongation is the influence of Carnatic music on Christian music of Tamil Nadu and Kerala. So I studied both the states.
Okay.
And what I faced was there was no written material on this subject as such.
Okay.
There was no very, 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 very little, I would say.
Okay.
So I had to start from the scratches.
Okay.
So what I did was I traveled a lot in these two states, Tamil Nadu and Kerala, and interviewed many, many people like laypersons, priests, sisters, and also visiting almost various libraries connected with the ecclesiastical centers. And also I went to Tanjavur, where we have a great library called Saraswati Mahal Library, where they have manuscripts and everything.
It's in Tanjavur, right?
It's in Tanjavur. And also Music Academy, Madras University, and many, many other libraries. And also I had a friend in Holland, and she collected for me some material from the book collection of one of the universities there.
Okay.
So the book's name was Malabaricus Hydenthum, written by Bartholomew Segan Balgu, who came to Trangobar in 18th century. So like that. So literally then somehow I managed. So my whole aim was to prove that Carnatic music has got a deep connection with Christianity, which was not properly recognized by the music world.
Okay. Okay. Father, I just want to ask you, since you said the research setting is in Tamil Nadu and Kerala, did you find any similarities and differences, or since the study is also new, the novelty itself is like very new. So did you find any similarities or differences, anything like that with the research setting?
Yeah, there are some similarities. At the same time, you find a lot of differences also.
Okay.
Because especially in the Tamil Nadu Christian music, it has got two streams.
Okay.
The first stream is called Catholic stream. The other one is Protestant stream. So it is almost parallel, not hitting each other.
Okay.
It's almost parallel.
Okay.
Whereas in Kerala, we have also these various streams like Syro Malabar Church and many other independent churches and also Protestant churches. So here a little more complicated, the musical history and everything like that. And why I wanted to study on this, because I believe in Indian Christianity. Because that's what we call the concept inculturation. So expressing our faith by adapting local customs, traditions, music, culture, whatever it is. That is inculturation or acculturation. Okay. So therefore, when I went to Trichy long back, I interviewed Father S.M. George, who is the founder of Karaikudi. So then he told me that, Father, it is going to be a wonderful work, because Christianity in India is just like a tiny plant growing in a flower vase, without having any local roots, much deeper roots. So it is our duty to create something towards this. So that what he told, that really touched me. Okay. Because I am thinking in the similar line.
Okay.
So especially in the late 17th and early 18th century, the musicians from both the states, they tried to integrate Christianity in Carnatic music.
Okay.
And also, the first one who brought notation system to Carnatic music is Chinnasamy Mudaliyar. He was a Catholic. Okay. So many, and also, today's in Carnatic music, you see violin accompaniment. Who brought violin to Carnatic music? It's Western missionaries actually, during the time of Tulaja in Tanjavur, because Tulaja was a great music lover. Okay, his son was Saraboji. Later he became the king, and Tulaja, and also one great missionary called C.F. Andrews, Christian Frederick Andrews. So he was a Danish missionary. So he came and he knew a lot of languages. So what Tulaja did was he made him as a Raja Guru, or the royal teacher. So through him, he worked out this music intercontinental or exchange. So through this missionary, Tulaja brought various Western musicians into South. And those days, once they come to Tanjavur, then they go to Mysore. There's another royal important kingdom is there. And also they go to Travancore. They are also the royal kingdom. So all these were connected in those days. So I could find a lot of manuscripts from Saraswati Mahal Library connected with all these missionary intervention from the West, So, and also the British band came here, and when we say about a band, it is a combination of many instruments. So there was one musician called, he was from Dikshitar family, Balu Swami Dikshitar. So he's the one who really started using violin first time in Carnatic style. That's what they say, the history says. Okay, now today, violin has become an inseparable part of Carnatic classical concert, and also many other Western instruments. So the missionaries, they really contributed a lot to the South Indian classic, even the notation system, and the voice culture, and many things like that.
Okay. I just wanted to ask you, father, you said you visited a lot of places like in and around Tamil Nadu as well as in Kerala. So what sort of sampling size, what sort of methodology did you actually adopt it? Is it like quantitative?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I collected the materials.
Okay, you collected the materials.
Material.
Okay.
It's quantitative.
Okay.
So materials composed by Christian composers. For example, in Tanjavur, there were main three, Tamil Nadu, Abraham Pandidar, plus Vedanayagam Shastriya. Both of them were from Tanjavur, and from Trichy, Vedanayagam Pillai. So these three are the main contributors from Tamil Nadu to Indian Christian classical music. So I went to their places and collected materials, interviewed some of their family members, like that. Now, without the collection of materials, you can't prove that.
Yeah.
You can't prove that.
Yeah.
And once I got the materials, and we have, for the research sake, in Madras University, one of the best research departments on those days. I knew this. So we had a professor called Dr. Ramanathan. So he taught us how to critically analyze a composition. Critically analyze. It's called a structural analysis.
Okay.
So the structure of the composition. Okay.
Okay.
Then also it's rhythmic analysis, and it's what is that? Sahitya, literature analysis. So like that. So we go in depth. That was a beautiful research experience for me.
Okay. So I thought that I should ask you this. Did you face any challenges? Of course, you explained it was very difficult since it's a new work and all that.
Yeah.
Apart from that, did you face any challenges? Like, for example, you're traveling somewhere, people may not be supportive also, no? Or could be something else. So did you face anything like that?
Yeah, when I went to Kerala University Library, then I told that librarian that this is my topic. So he just told me that what is the difference between Carnatic relation between Carnatic music and Christianity, as if there is no relationship.
Okay.
Then I got again my challenge became very, very strong that I should somehow prove this. Prove this, and also getting the topic approval from my my department also.
So should have been a challenge, right?
Yeah, it was
I
bit,
understand.
It was a bit challenging. Finally, I got it maybe by the grace of God,
Okay.
not because of our effort or anything like that. So, and I was the first Christian, not first Christian, first male candidate
Okay.
from Madras University Music Department to submit the thesis.
Okay.
Male.
Okay.
Most of the male candidates, they come and they drop.
Okay. Okay. I understand. Okay.
Especially those days.
Okay. So how many years did you take for that?
For PhD, 6 years.
6 years.
But including MPhil, it took 8 years.
Including MPhil?
MPhil took 2 years, actually.
Okay. I thought I should definitely ask you this. So what do you do when the days are not nice? PhD is just generally a roller coaster, right? Some days like very good, you feel very productive, and some days I did. I'm just giving you an answer. It's like there were days when I don't know how to move ahead. I get sometimes a fumble, or I get my own struggles. So did you have such thing, and how did you face it?
8 years.
Yeah, 8 years. Like some days cannot be productive also, no?
Yeah, what I did was that my professor, Karaikudi Subramaniam sir, he's known as K Subramaniam. So he was having his own research institute in Raja Annamalapuram in Chennai. It's called Brahadwani. Okay. So he did his PhD in Wesleyan University, America, in music. So because of that, he had a lot of exposure. So his approach was entirely different from other professors of our university. So what I instead of going to university every day, I was asked to go to his research institute and spend some time there and learning music. So he started correcting my singing techniques and Swarasthana and Gamaga, many other, and he also started teaching me. He's also basically a Vainiga, Veena player. So started teaching Veena, because his theory is when you continuously practice, your voice will get tired. So what you can do is give a break and play on Veena. So you get a rest and come back again. And also he taught us the music meditation techniques. What does it mean, music meditation, especially with Vedic chantings. So therefore, he really helped me to spend at least 5 years so meaningfully in depth music learning.
Okay. Since you said this, I wanted to ask you this as well. How was your experience with KJ Yesudas, sir? You were a disciple. So, what all did you learn? What are the key learnings?
Yeah, probably Dr. K J Yesudas, my guru, he's the only one in the world or in India who has contributed both in classical music as well as light music or film music. There is no other musician who has shined in both levels, in the top international level. So right from the childhood, I have been listening to his music, especially Malayalam, sometimes Tamil film songs, many all South Indian languages he has sung. So I had a desire to, because when I was in the seminary, means priestly training center, so I used to compose songs. Then I had a desire to give to Tarangini studio owned by Yesudas, because they used to produce songs during Christmas, Onam, and many other occasions. So then I thought of giving him a set of Christmas songs composed by me for their Tarangani production. And finally, he agreed and they produced my songs. Okay, one of the songs I can sing now.
Yeah, please, Father.
ഹിന്ദോളരാഗാർദ്രനായി ഞാൻ ശ്രീ യേശുവിൻ അപദാനം പാടി സ്വർഗീയ താളങ്ങൾ തേടി ഞാൻ ജീവന്റെ തമ്പുരുമീട്ടി കന്യാസുതനെ നിൻവിരൽ തഴുകി കന്യാസുതനെ നിൻവിരൽ തഴുകി പാടാത്ത വീണകൾ പാടി ഹിന്ദോളരാഗാർദ്രനായി ഞാൻ ശ്രീ യേശുവിൻ അപദാനം പാടി.
Wow, what a beautiful voice.
Yeah, this song was written by a famous film lyricist from Kerala, Kaidapuram Damodara Nambudiri, and composed by me and sung by Yesudas, my Guruji.
Okay. So, like for us.
So then we started like that. So then when I came to Chennai for my MPhil studies, one day I saw in the paper that Yesudas is performing Madras Music Academy. So I thought of attending his concert. Then I went then and tried to buy a ticket. So I couldn't buy a ticket because most of the the low cost tickets were sold out.
Okay.
Only the high cost tickets, which I couldn't buy being a student. So I came back without attending the concert. And after 2 days, I visited him at his home. Then he asked me, "Father, did you come for my concert at Music Academy?" Then I said, "No, I couldn't buy
Tickets.
tickets. No, you come to for the next concert at Nardagana Sabha in Alwarpet. You just come there, I'll be there, I will get you inside, don't worry, you come. Then on that day I just went near the green room and I was waiting, and a lot of people were waiting for him. And he comes there and he got out of the vehicle and he just looked around. Then he saw me standing little far away. Then he came to the place where I was standing, no, and he just really hugged me and he took me inside the hall and told the usher, "This is our priest. Give him a seat in the front row." And he made me sit there, and he went to the stage. That was a starting point. And after 2 days, again I went for his concert at T Nagar, where I was sitting in the audience. So then, in between, his secretary came and told me, "Yesudas is calling you. Please come backstage." Then I went. Then he asked him, "Can you put the tambura for me today? Do you know how to put it?" I said, "Somehow I know a little bit." Then I started putting tambura sitting at the back. That concert took almost 3 hours 15 minutes.
Okay.
Such a big concert. It was a very great experience for me. Then it lasted for 28 years.
Okay.
This association.
Okay.
So last year I visited him in US, where we went for the production of our latest music album called Sarvesha. That was Our Father in Sanskrit, produced by me only. Me means our new project called Ganashram. And I stayed with him for 3 weeks. So he's very good now in the US. For the past 5 years, he has not come to India.
Okay.
So, and also he sang for our album. He gave the lead voice. And that was released by late Pope Francis. So it has become a viral recently.
So Father, you were saying the composition of a song. So is it like you take days or months, or how do you get that idea?
Yeah, that's a good question, because I strongly believe that that composing itself is a divine inspiration. Divine inspiration. So it comes suddenly.
Okay.
Suddenly and finishes suddenly. So that then it will take a shape within that time.
Okay.
Actually, this song, its production, it took 2.5 years.
Okay.
Sarvesha.
Okay.
But the making that basic melody, I composed that basic melody for a program for our students here in Chedana. So it took for me only 10-15 minutes. It's a basic idea.
So you write it down, or
it comes to my mind. Sometimes in notation I write.
You write. Okay.
Right. Otherwise, the main melody, it will be stored in my mind.
Okay.
Very rarely I record on the spot, because sometimes you may forget that melody sometimes. But the strong melodies and good melodies will be there. It will not go.
So when you say recording, like how do you do that? You just said you recorded, no?
I recorded my phone.
Okay.
Phone is with me always, so easy to record. On the spot, we can switch on and record it.
And how many languages do you know, Father? Just want to ask.
I
think you know Sanskrit as well. Seems to
Sanskrit little bit.
Okay.
I can speak Tamil. I can speak Hindi. Kannada almost out of touch. I used to speak, but now almost out of touch. That's all. And I can understand a little bit Latin.
Okay. So multilingual totally.
Studied Hebrew, German, Latin.
Okay.
Some of the languages we have studied.
Okay. And I wanted to ask you, Father, like, so you have a lot of international exposure as well. So how do, once you move out of India, how do people look at you like, okay, PhD in Carnatic music and being the priest? How do people look at you? I'm pretty sure they welcome you in warm hands, not just in India, obviously abroad. So did you have any breathtaking experience like that?
Yes, and when I went to Ohio University Music Department,
Mm-hmm.
and I showed my PhD thesis to the department head. I just forgot his name. So he was just wondering, oh, Carnatic music has got some relation with Christianity. We never knew that in India you have such a strong Christianity. We never knew about this. It's a new knowledge for us. So we would like to know more about this. So they're really surprised to listen this actually. And also when I shared with some of my friends in other university also, they never thought that there is Christianity in India at all. Some of them.
Okay. Okay. And Father, I think I should definitely since I'm also from Thrissur. From Thrissur, what are the inspirations that drew you to this music and to this whole remarkable journey?
What is?
From Thrissur, what was like the inspiration? Is it the city has given you some positive energy because you have your music and dance music school here?
Yes.
So what made
music
you
and dance?
Music and dance. So what made you? Why did you choose Thrissur?
Because Thrissur, my native place, is very near. So only 2-3 kilometers from the city, and my religious order, in the sense, communities here, and we have this institution was started by our senior priest. Not this one. This one I really started this particular branch, but the main Chedana institution. So, and also I studied here in Thrissur, CMS high school. There's a Protestant high school. Being a Catholic, I studied in a Protestant high school, and that school is in front of Vadakunathan temple. Okay, Shiva temple. Then we used to play our football just in the temple campus. A lot of exposure to the temple and the festivals here. So Thrissur, I got a lot of interreligious exposure in my life. So therefore, I always work for interreligious harmony. Because once I have written a special thing in my thesis, that is two things I would like to say. One is interreligious music concert, Carnatic music concert, which I performed for A.P.J. Abdul Kalam when he was President of India. So in my music team also, we have my violinist is Professor Abdul Aziz. The singer is Father Paul Poovathingal, Catholic priest. And my mridangam player is Nambudiri, Sanoj Nambudiri, and Ghadam player is Srijit Nampishan. So when at the Rashtrapati Bhavan, when our names were announced, Abdul Kalam, he got excited. Oh, what is this? We never heard about it. Artists like this for a Carnatic music. And I was with my white cassock, white dress, priest dress. Definitely, he might have thought that I will be starting with a kirtana or kriti on Jesus Christ. I started with the Vadabi Ganapati.
Wow.
Then second maybe about Jesus Christ, he might have thought, I don't know. But I sang Salamullah Salatullah on Allahu. And third one I sang Sri Yeshunatham Bhaje. So that kind of interreligious spirit. And he told me, Father, you have created a new path for Indian classical music by integrating world religions and prayer. Because I entered my concert with Vedic chant Loga Samasta Sugino Bhavandu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So like that. And another important thing I would like to mention is that on the one hand, I told that the influence of Carnatic music on Christianity. So, and also I have mentioned that the role of Western music on Carnatic music.
Okay.
Like
Role
that.
of Western on Carnatic music.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So not only the Christian aspects or the influence of Carnatic music on Western music.
Okay.
There was also some kind of influence like that.
Okay. Since you mentioned there's a role of Western music on Carnatic and vice versa.
Yeah, Carnatic, because especially the missionary contribution, like, so you see in Carnatic music nowadays they play mandolin, they play saxophone, they play guitar, they play keyboard, all Western.
Okay.
So into Carnatic music, that's what I mean when I say Western music. And also, if you look at Hindustani classical music, they use harmonium brought by whom? Brought by missionaries only.
Okay.
The harmonium actually. So on those days, missionaries, they brought actually a tabletop harmonium with pedals and all, because of the tropical climatic changes. They never they wanted to bring piano here, so they found out something brand new that's called a tabletop harmonium. On those days, most of the churches were having, and also outside people. And one, I forgot his name, I think one Deshmukh in Calcutta, he removed the pedals, leg pedals, and made a hand bellows there.
Okay.
He made for the Indian music.
Okay.
So then now it has become a very, very important instrument in Hindustani classical music, harmonium.
Okay. So Father,
it's a big story.
Okay, I understand. So, Father, I wanted to ask you, like, since we talk about our beloved Pope who's in the hearts of not just me, with everyone, how was your experience with him? I think you shared
The Pope.
with the Pope. I think almost you were talking about the album, the musical album, right?
Yes.
So, how was it with him?
No, because we got a very great experience by meeting Pope. Because I was trying to get an appointment through many channels. Nothing clicked. And finally, one channel really clicked. So, when I applied for Italian visa, there was no place to submit. There was no date or time to submit application. To that much level it is filled. So for the next 3 weeks you cannot submit. But somehow, some divine intervention. So I sent an email to the Italian embassy. Then they finally responded and they asked me to submit my documents. And within 2 days I got Italian visa. See, within 2 days. So some supernatural impact on the whole episode of preparation, traveling, and meeting Pope. And he was so generous to sign on our poster. So when I handed over a pen drive of our album, he just asked, "Is it for me?" He asked me. So then I said, "Yes, this is for you." Then he just accepted it, and he just put his signature on the poster, and he blessed us. So it was normally every person was getting 15 seconds. So we got 1 minute 15 seconds. I went along with my friend Manoj George, who gave orchestration for this album. So it was a great experience because the whole world was craving for his presence, presence and for his blessings.
I get
so it was a unforgettable experience, I would say. And for the first time, Pope Francis released a music album.
Okay.
Another important thing.
Father, I see a lot of awards, recognitions, which you viewers also can see. What is the most touching award or recognition that you keep that to your heart? Is it a difficult question?
Yeah, I can say that. Let me come to my. When I was studying vocology, I studied vocology in 2 places. One was in Columbia University, New York. Then later I studied National Center for Voice and Speech, Denver, Colorado. So while I was studying in Colorado, I was staying in a parish. And then I used to say mass for the public, and I was there more than 2 months. So then I got a lot of friends in the community, you know. So finally, when I departed, that time they gave me a send off. So the one uh, gentleman, actually he was a black, in the sense that African American. So he was so active in the church many times. So he uh, came and he hugged me and he told me, "You are a man of God."
Okay. Those words I can't forget. Yeah.
I think I should consider a greater recognition than all these material things.
Yeah. Very true. Very true. So, Father, last question. What are your future plans? Do you have any albums coming up in the future or any projects coming up in the future?
Yeah, albums, of course, but my main project is called Gana Ashram, Chedana Gana Ashram. So, where we try to uh, develop music meditations, because according to neuroscientists, music is the best tool to de-stress human body and mind. So nowadays, the modern life is extremely stressed. So people are looking for some kind of ventilations and also stress management programs. So on the one hand, we will be de-stressing human body and mind. So it is going to be an eco-friendly campus of 8 acres where we give music meditation, and it is an ashram which is meant for people from all religions. Anybody can come and experience peace and harmony. On the other hand, we have therapies, treatment. So I used to tell that it is musical healing more than therapy it is. So one of the most important therapies we are doing now is neurologic music therapy, which is meant for children who are affected with autism, cerebral palsy, and really and general mental retardation. So we try to uh, develop their brain capacity by developing more neurons into their brain through intense musical activities, because it's a very big research actually. So the children who are affected with autism and cerebral palsy, their left hemisphere is affected, where we have cognition, sensory motor coordination, and speech and languages. All are in the left hemisphere, whereas the right hemisphere, known as the musical brain, where we have melodic memory, creativity, all fine arts capacities. For these children, their right hemisphere is just normal. They don't have any issues. They are having issues on the left hemisphere. So, according to uh, uh, neurologic music therapy, so when you try to sing or you listen music or you play a musical instrument, there will be more generation of neurons in your brain. So the whole process is called neurogenesis. So music has been used as a neuroscience. So neurogenesis means trying to generate more neurons. So we are trying to stimulate the non-musical brain with the capacity of the musical brain. So, for example, when there is a lot of neurons on their right hemisphere, its capacity will flow because both the hemispheres sometimes interact. There are many techniques for that. So, the left hemisphere, there is a state called neuroplasticity. So, neuroplasticity is a state by which the individual can have the capacity to reconnect their subtle brain nerves. That is the most important thing. So, in our music academy, so I have been doing this neurologic music therapy here for the past 12 years. So, we have an autistic girl in India. Her name is Pooja Ramesh. She is the first autistic girl in India who does a Carnatic classical concert in India. So, what I'm trying to say is that nowadays, autism, cerebral palsy, these are most complicated problems in the society. Everybody is looking for some kind of solution. So, we are trying to give some solution through neurologic music therapy. So, there we need one-to-one training. So not only we train them in music, but we make them performers of music.
Okay.
So once they begin to perform, they improve their self-image and their self-confidence and their social interaction.
Okay. So, okay, from us, I wish all the best, Father. Father, can you just give us any piece of advice for scholars who want to pursue like PhD in music?
Yeah, definitely. What I feel is they're dare enough to be different. Dare enough to be different, because research means it's a creative venture based on a problem. Okay, so if there is no creativity, you will be uh, doing something stereotype. Okay, so then there is no much scope in what you are doing. So, and what I feel is, I still remember in my mind a beautiful sentence. It's good, better, best. Good, better, best. So do not take rest until your good is better, better is best. Then you will be a great success in your research. No, because the world is extremely dynamic and changing. So just clinging on the tradition doesn't make much difference. I feel that. So it's always a bridge between tradition and modernity. So we have to always look futuristic. Futuristic. So AI is there, and many other areas are there. So integrating all the modern techniques into the traditional music and trying to find some new solutions for the society through music, which will be extremely useful for the modern society. That's what I feel. Okay, there is music production is one of the very important area nowadays. That's a generic term, music production. So various kinds of then there is a music for mindfulness, music for peace, music for harmony, music for sleep. Many areas are there. So performance is on the one hand only, I feel. People are research people more concentrating only on performance based on music, but there are other fields. Now as a whole in India we are lagging behind in music therapy. You look at the West, people are taking PhD in music therapy. India, you don't find anybody is, because no university is offering any course in music therapy. So we are
It's
lagging
basically aligned
behind.
towards theory part, right?
Pardon?
It's basically aligned towards much more developing theory part. Is that so?
Both.
Both.
It
need
is
that.
result
Okay.
oriented actually.
Okay,
Music
okay.
therapy is only theory.
Okay.
So because you have to create a result for that.
Okay,
Result
okay.
then. The problem is Indian music, the nature of Indian music is much more complicated. It's a raga structure and things like that. So therefore, we have to work very hard to create a very big avenue for music therapy in India. That's what I feel. There's a very big scope before us.
I know this is too much, but can you just sing us two lines for us? Probably last two lines.
Samagana priye amba samagana priye amba sarvalokanayagiye amba samagana priye amba sarvalokanayagiye amba samagana priye. Periyat Swami Thuran, Kriti in Tamil.
Thank you, Father. Thank you so much. No wonder that person you were telling me, someone acknowledged you as they see the God's grace in you. No wonder, just not me, I think the viewers also would have at least got that experience. So thank you, for Reverend Father Dr. Paul Poovathingal, to the podcast. Thank you so much, Father. Thank you so much for your valuable time in spite of your busy schedule. Thank you,
Thank you,
Father.
Varsha, for this beautiful interview. You asked me wonderful questions. Wish you all success.
Thank you,
Thank
Father.
you.